So, last day of the year, last video of the year. Um, yeah, seems like the year just started, but here it is, December 31st, 24. Now, this one is probably going to be a fairly long one, so if you just care about the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, then feel free to skip around. There will be timestamps in the description and the play box button thing, whatever, maybe even in the pinned comment. Chapters, whatever, YouTube decides to call them today. But yeah. So with that being said, let's get into the actual content. So for those of you that actually wonder where I've been for the past like 5 months, I've been around. I've just been playing other games and haven't really been doing much on YouTube because honestly, it was so hot outside that it was making it uncomfortable to record and edit in here without my air conditioner on. And editing with my air conditioner on is one thing, but recording with my air conditioner on is another because the air conditioner blows directly into the microphone. Can't really do much about that, unfortunately, because of where my desk and stuff is situated. And honestly, the audio quality for that would be absolute ass. Like, complete garbage. And I'm the type of person that if I wouldn't watch a video, I don't expect anyone else to watch a video. So if I make a video and it has dog shit audio, I don't expect anyone to watch it because I wouldn't watch it. So, that's maybe selfish, I guess. I don't know. Self-centered, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know what you'd call it, but yeah, that's kind of why there hadn't been any YouTube videos in the past like 5 months. Um, but hopefully that changes in 2025. So for the goals of the channel, that's actually quite simple. I want to see the channel monetized. I'd like to see it done in 25. Um, how likely that is, I don't know, but we'll find out, I guess. Now the reason that I want to see monetization is quite simple. I want to do things like giveaways. I want to do, live content, like, live duels and card openings or card box openings and stuff like that. And unless I get a sponsorship from Konami, for example, for that, then I have to, pay for that stuff myself. And that's not exactly cheap. So, yeah. Um, and I don't necessarily, like, what am I trying to say? I don't necessarily want to make a living off of this and, try to become a millionaire off YouTube videos. I don't care about doing that. If that happens, awesome. Like, that would be an absolute dream come true, but at the same time, that is not what I want. I want to do this as a hobby, and I want to do this, with making a little extra money on the side. Be able to fund things like giveaways for Yu-Gi-Oh, War Thunder, World of Warcraft, whatever. Like just $100 gift cards for Amazon. $100, $100 product for War Thunder, or you know, a deck, right? Um, maybe a meta deck, probably not. Just different things, right? And that's basically what I want to do. Um, so yeah. And again, if it turns out that, I actually am doing good enough to make a living off of it, then so be it. But that's not the end goal. Um, but speaking of the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, let's actually talk about that. Alright, so as far as Yu-Gi-Oh content goes, like why there hasn't been any deck profiles or anything, I haven't touched the game in months at this point. Um, I've messed around with a few different builds, but I haven't actually got to play the physical card game in about 7 or 8 months or longer. Um, Let's see. Yeah, about 8 or 9 months, actually. Um, and that's because where I go to play, there's nobody up there that plays. And there's nobody up there that plays because, they're not an OTS store. Well, they're not an OTS store because nobody goes up there to play. Nobody goes up there to play because they're not an OTS store. So it's an endless loop of damn if you do, damn if you don't. They stopped being an OTS store because the player base basically dissolved. And then, on top of that, you know, it costs so much to actually be an OTS. I think it's like, I don't know how much you have to order every month or whatever, or every 3 months in order to be an OTS store. Um, but I'm pretty sure you have to order quite a bit of product. And they still have stuff sitting on the shelf from months ago. So I know it's not selling very good. Especially when you got games that are, more popular because they're newer and fresher, like Loracana, One Piece, Digimon. They even have Pokemon stuff up there. They have Magic the Gathering stuff up there. Warhammer 40K stuff up there. D&D stuff up there. Like, they have a lot of different games, and there's one, not really enough room up there for all of them, and two, there's not enough people playing Yu-Gi-Oh to actually make it worth it because, Laura Connor is more popular. One Piece is more popular. Right now. At least where I'm playing. Or where I go, rather. Um, so, yeah. And unfortunately, the Yu-Gi-Oh scene kind of died because, you know, life is a thing. You know, um, couple people moved away. Couple people quit. Got jobs that make it to where they can't play because they work on the weekends or whatever. So, you know, just things like that make it to where it's not possible for people to show up. And we went from having an average of about a dozen people to now there's 3 people with Yu-Gi-Oh stuff that actually still goes up there. So, yeah. Um, there's not enough people to actually have a tournament. Because you need 4. You need at least 4 to have a tournament. Which, it sucks because Yu-Gi-Oh is one of my favorite card games, or is my favorite card game. And, it's just, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles, I guess. But, yeah. Now on to the actual profiles, I guess. So let's talk about dragon maids. And maybe dragon rulers, and maybe trickstars as well. Yeah. Uh, First of all, dragon maids, what are they? Well, they are a type of dragon that all share same ability. The little human forms, at the start of the battle phase, tag out to their big dragon form counterparts. Okay? This is Parlor. This is Lorpar. This is Parlor's dragon form. Okay? That's basically what they do. Now, Parlor, in particular, has the effect of if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Dragon Maid card from your deck to the graveyard, except for Parlor. Then, at the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand if you do special summon one level 8 Dragon Maid monster from your hand or your graveyard. Okay, that's kind of important for later. Where Lorpar, the big counterpart, has the effect cannot be destroyed by card effects while you control a fusion monster. You can only use each of the following effects of Dragon Maid Lorpar once per turn. You can discard this card, then target one face-up monster on the field. Neither player or players cannot activate that target's effect on the field this turn. So, for example, things like Mirror Jades. Um, the anti-Zeus. Or Zeus himself, actually. You know, you can't activate their effects. Then this one also has the effect, at the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to your hand, or to the hand, and if you do, special summon on level 3, dragonmaid monster. Now they all share relatively, they all relatively share the same effect, right? You can tag this one out for a level 8. You can tag Parlor out for a level 8. You can tag the level 8s out for level 3s. You can tag the level 7 out for the level 2. But, you know. Yeah. For years, Chamber did not have a dragon form. Now she does. Okay. Chamber is expensive at $12 a copy because uh, two reasons, honestly. Maybe even three. One, it's a good card. Two, it's a female. And three, look at her face. Yeah, she looks like she's been doing something very naughty. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Anyway, her effect. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one dragonmaid spell or trap from your deck to your hand. At the start of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand. If you do, special summon one level 7 or higher dragonmaid monster from your hand or your graveyard. So, Chamber has always been the one that can tag out into House, can tag out into Shiyu if they're in the graveyard, Lorpar, Kitchen's Big Form, Tenkek, or, Ernest. Like, Chamber has always been the one that can tag out into any of the big dragons. Right? Well, now we have her dragon form, Stern. Dragon fusion monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Very good. Because it's dragon fusion monsters, not dragonmaid fusion monsters. Now, you can only use each of the following effects of Dragonmaid Stern once per turn. You can discard this card, special summon one Dragonmaid monster from your graveyard or your banishment, except Dragonmaid Stern. At the end of your battle phase, or at the end of the battle phase, you can return this card to the hand, and if you do, special summon one level 4 or lower Dragonmaid monster from your hand. Okay. So, this basically means that, for the foreseeable future anyway, there's not going to be any level 5s. If they decide to add more Dragon Maids. Which I don't think they actually will. I think they would actually add Dragon Butler or something before that. But yeah, so I will show you a combo after this. And basically show you how easy it is to get this card to basically just, yeah. It's really freaking good. Lady's Dragon Maid. Two Dragon Maid monsters with the same attribute, but different levels. So, these two, Kitchen, these two. Yeah. Yeah. You have to have same attribute, but different levels. So it's not generic. Must first be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above monsters. Okay? That's where Stern's effect comes in. One each from your field and your graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Lady's Dragon Maid once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Dragon Maid monster from your deck. Directly from your deck. So that's pretty good. During the standby phase, you can fusion summon one dragon fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its material from your field and or banishment. Okay? The only thing that this is missing is saying that it's able to shuffle it back from your graveyard. Other than that, this is good. So, let's let's do a couple combos real quick. And I'll show you how easy it is to get. Okay, let's see. Looks pretty good. So, gonna do, let's do Ernest. And then send with that. Okay. Well, now, let's see. That one and that one. Banish. There we go. When it's special summoned, I can, special this. And then I can simply, send that one. Okay. That's pretty good. So, now I have two of them. Okay. Also gonna get this, because reasons. Okay. And yes. Okay. Go ahead and go in battle phase, do this, target that one, that's 4,000 attack points. Not that I would be attacking because it's my first turn, but, in my turn, and let's see, what dragon should I get? Chamber. Fusion. Let's see, let's do, let's do Chi with those two. Okay. Now, Chi's effects. Special out. Chamber. Go ahead and grab changeover. Okay, on my opponent's turn, I have 5 monsters on the field. Okay, that's really good right there. Okay, that's like, yeah. Go ahead and do this. Go Shiyu. Go 1 and a 2. Right there. Why? Because reasons. Go ahead and do this. Special at that. Again. Add the tidying. Set the tidying. I have a lot of beat sticks on the field. A lot of beat sticks on the field. Okay. And now I'm going to do this. Go 1 and the 2. Now I have house. Okay. And then we're going to do this. Special that. Special that. Okay. Let's see. That. Return that. And activate the effects. Let's see. Good. Do that one and that one. And fusion in the Shiyu. Yeah. There's so many ways to do this. Okay. Then on my opponent's turn, let's see. Shuffle, do that. Go 1 and 2. And there we go. Of course now, with this on the field, it screws me over because it's mandatory. But, say 1 and the 2. And there we go. See? So easy to get stuff on the field with this deck. Now, arguments can be made for this to be removed, for these two to be removed, because they're not that great. Um, I mean, no, they're not, but at the same time, they're not that bad either. You know, more fusions, why not? You know. Now the only thing is, we do have some synchros here. These are mainly here for, getting these two out on the field because you got to send a level 8. Uh, is it one level 8 dragon monster from the extra deck to get it out on the field? So you don't want to banish a lady. So that's why you got Borload, Scarlight, or Excel Synchron or Excel Synchro Stardust. You got options, right? There's also, Dragon King Atomb. You got a couple links in here because this is useful. This is useful for getting out specifically. You go Black Metal Dragon specifically to Striker Dragon to then fetch Black Metal Dragon banish, Striker Dragon, Black Metal revive, or realize Darkness Metal, my bad. Revive Black Metal, and, go from there. Or any of your dragons, really. But, yeah, that's the dragons. That's dragonmaids. Um, yeah. Now on to the dragon rulers, I guess. Talk about them for a minute. So the neat dragon rulers, they're pretty cool. I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be the year of light and dark. Honestly. Because if you look at it, this is dark. This is light. Okay. Light monster. Dark monster. Okay. Dragon maids. Or dragon rulers. New dark monster. New light monster. New light monster. New dark monster. And new light monster. Seeing kind of a pattern here? I am. Anyway, the other dragon rulers, but here's the cool new ones. And these are actually cool looking dragons, too. You can discard this card, one dark or dragon monster, then target 2 of your banished dragon ruler monsters with different attributes, except for Nebulous. Special summon them, but they cannot attack this turn. So, basically, you can have your banished cards, or your banished dragon rulers, like, for example, Tempest and Blaster. Okay, Tempest and Blaster. They're both level 7s. Use this, discard it, and a dragon or dark, and you get these 2 back on the field. You immediately go into your ring 7s. So, yeah. Let's see, I did not finish this one all the way. You can banish this card and 1 dark or dragon monster from your graveyard, then target 1 Eclipse Dragon Ruler of Woes in your graveyard, special summon it. You'll use each effect once per turn. And only once per turn. 1 effect of Nebulous, by the way. Now we go to Spector, Dragon Ruler of Rays, which is a light variant. You can discard this card as 1 light or dragon monster. Add 2 dragon rulers from your deck to your hand, except for Spectre. Banish this card and 1 light or dragon monster from your graveyard. Target Chasmatis, dragon ruler of Auroras. In your graveyard, special summon it. You're going to use 1 effect per turn and only once that turn. Pretty good. Now, special summon 1 dragon ruler monster from your hand, graveyard, or banishment. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can Xyz summon one Dragon Ruler monster using Dragon Ruler monsters you control as material. Okay, so I'm assuming, and there's the light and dark dragons from the extra deck. I'm assuming that you can basically use them as one material. Not entirely sure. Then any number of your banished Dragon Ruler monsters with different attribute, return them to the graveyard. You can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. Dragon Rulers got new support, but they got heavy restrictions. Dragon Ruler of Aurora. Or Auroras. Whatever. 2 level 7 dragon monsters. Specifically dragon monsters. And level 7s. Which is kind of nice. Quick effect, you can send one level 7 dragon ruler monster from your deck to the graveyard and detach one material from this card. This effect becomes that sent monster's effect. Activated by discarding itself. So, for example, you can discard this card and one wind monster, add one dragon ruler monster from your deck to your hand. Okay. So you discard it, and basically you get to add a monster. That's what the effect would become. Let's see. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one level 7 Dragon Ruler monster from your graveyard or your banishments. Not bad. 2 level 7 dragons. The Dark One. If this card is XZ summon, you can target one level 4 or lower Dragon Ruler monster in your graveyard or banishment. Special summon one level 7, one level / rank 7 Dragon Ruler monster that mentions it from your deck or your banishments. Okay. One rank 7 or level 7. Dragon Ruler that mentions it. Anyway, when your opponent activates a spell / trap card, quick effect, you can detach 2 material from this card and negate that activation. If you do, banish that card. I can kind of see this being played in some form of Dragon Ruler Kashtira. Yeah. 2 rank 7 dragons. Kind of surprised this isn't like a rank 12 or rank 14 or something. Anyway, if this card is XZ summoned, you can target up to 4 level 7 Dragon Ruler monsters in your grave and or banishment. Attach them to this card as material. Then you can banish all monsters your opponent controls in their graveyard and in their graveyard with the same attribute as the monsters attached to this card. You can only use this effect of Disaster Dragon Ruler of Paranormalities? Yeah, I think I got that. Once per turn. If this card has light, dark, earth, water, fire, and wind dragon ruler monsters as material, it gains 4,600 attack and defense. Also, it is unaffected by other card effects. So, basically, if you have all the other dragon rulers, okay, all of the big guys, you know, Tidal, the rock one, which is not here for some freaking reason. But if you have all 4 of these and these 2, basically if it has all 6 elements, it's a 4,600 beat stick and it's unaffected by card effects. Imperm, don't care. So, yeah. This card don't care. I can see Dragon Rulers being pretty good. And yes, I do intend on actually getting a Dragon Ruler deck going. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know when this is coming out, but hopefully it's actually going to be relatively soon. So, yeah. With that being said, let's move on to the final bit of stuff, I guess, being the trickstars. That need support for trickstars. Alright, so the last bit of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Trickstars. Now, this really does actually get on my nerves, the way that they've been doing stuff for Master Duel. Um, as you can see, it's still OCG here, right? Still says OCG. But it's already in Master Duel. Which is really freaking annoying. Alright, that's really, really freaking annoying. So. But anyway, we got Aqua Angel, we got Hoodie, we got Maiden of Blue Tears, and Trickstar D-Fusion. Now, we got 3 new extra deck cards as well. This got more support than the dragonmaids, and it also got a little more support than Dragon Rulers. However, this deck is probably not even close to being relevant anymore. It's a fun deck. Like, you can build it to OTK, I'm sure. But the problem with OTK FTK decks is in the TCG, anyway, you're doing best of 3. Okay, round 1. I'm going first with this deck. I OTK you. You sideboard or side deck. Okay, you have stuff now to counter my OTK deck. You're going first because you lost. I now have to go second. This deck isn't meant to go second, so I'm screwed. That's how it goes. The only chance you can really get with an OTK FTK deck is you go first, then you go second, then you go first again. That's your really only hope in a lot of situations. Not all of them. Okay, not all of them. But just for example. In a best of 1, like Master Duel, going first or second basically means you win or you lose the match. Anyway, moving on. So, Trickstar Aqua Angel, the only water type of Trickstars with the Trickstar name. Everything else is light, which is kind of funny. So, this card is always treated as a Marine Cess card as well. Link monsters, okay, Link monsters, not Marine Cess or Trickstar Link monsters, just Link monsters that point to this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. Generic Link monster that points to this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Pretty decent if you ask me. You only use each of the following effects of Trickstar Aqua Angel once per duel. Alright, that's how broken this effect is. If you control a Trickstar or Marine Cess monster, you can special summon this card from your hand or your graveyard. Now, that's not so bad, right? That should honestly be maybe once per turn. Right? Now, this next part, definitely once per duel. If this card is sent to the graveyard as link material, you can look at all cards your opponent controls and all set cards they control. Or all cards in their hand, I guess you should say, or I should say. And all set cards on the field that they control. That is broken, and it's generic link material, okay? Not if this card is sent to the graveyard as Trickstar link material or Marine Cess link material. It's just generic. So, yeah. That's... yeah. Trickstar Hoodie. If you control a Trickstar Fusion or Link monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the grave as material for a Trickstar Link monster, you can add 1 Trickstar Fusion or D-Fusion from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, speaking of D-Fusion, activate one of these effects. Fusion summon one Trickstar Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing its materials from your graveyard. Or, immediately after this effect resolves, Link summon one Trickstar Link monster. Not bad, right? Then, of course, the graveyard effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Trickstar monster you control. This turn, while that monster is face up on your field, your opponent's monsters can only target that monster for attacks. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, yeah. The new Blue Maiden, or Maiden of Blue Tears, I should say. If your opponent special summons a monster and you control a Link monster, okay, just a generic Link monster, except during damage step, target one of them and destroy it. And if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack points. So when they play Branded, for example, they go through their combo and they go Mirror Jade. You go Maiden of Blue Tears. I control a Link monster. Mirror Jade goes to the graveyard because it was special summoned. And your opponent takes 1,500 points of damage. Decent, right? Now for the graveyard effect. If effect damage is inflicted while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Target one normal spell in your graveyard or your banishment, set it. But it cannot be activated this turn. You can only use each effect once per turn and only once that turn. You can only use one effect per turn. So, yeah. As far as the new monsters, Trickstar Band Dramats. Or Dramatis. 2 Trickstar monsters. Trickstar Link monsters you control that point to this card gain 1,000 attack points. Pretty good. You only use each of the following effects of Trickstar Band Dramatis once per turn. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. If this card is fusion summoned, you can add one Trickstar card from your deck to your hand with a different name from the cards you control and in your graveyard. If effect damage is inflicted, except during damage step, you can target one face-up monster on the field and its attack becomes 0. That is permanent, by the way. The new Link 1. Trickstar Koltika. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. One non-Link Trickstar monster. So this can be used for... You can basically Link summon this with literally any card in the deck. You can only special summon this card once per turn. When a monster is destroyed by battle involving your Trickstar monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, target that destroyed monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. Now, here's something that's interesting. I don't know how the ruling will be for it in the TCG, but at least in Master Duel, how this works is if you crash into a monster and both monsters are destroyed, you get to pick which one you actually want to deal damage to, or which one you actually want to use to deal damage. So, for example, if, let's say Holly Angel here has 4,000 attack, and you crash into another monster with 4,000 attack, you get to choose which one you actually want to deal damage with. However, pretty sure this is supposed to be original attack, or at least the attack that it goes to the graveyard with, which would be its original attack at that point, I think. So, you know, pretty sure that's how that would work. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah. Trickstar Noble Angel. 2 Trickstar monsters. If this card is link summoned, you can add one Blue Tears card from your deck to your hand. This kind of proves that Blue Tears are actually supposed to be Trickstar support. Let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah, if you have a fusion monster in your field or graveyard, I think it's supposed to be on your field or in your graveyard, you can target one Trickstar monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If effect damage is inflicted, except during the step, you can target one face-up card on the field and destroy it. You only use each effect once per turn. So, that's pretty good, right? So, yeah, that's Trickstars. I'm not gonna do a combo tutorial or anything like that. This video's quite long as it is. But if you enjoyed, then leave me a like and a comment. And tell your friends, you know. But, yeah. That being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And, oh yeah, Happy New Year. Because this is the last video of the year. Yeah, you blink and the year's gone by. Like, holy crap. But, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch y'all in the next one. See you next year.